All right. All right. So this week, I am going to talk a little bit about more about like where Liam is in his life. So as I said last week, he is around the age of being a college student. So I am going to make him a college student, and I talked to Pete Ternacosti from Housing this week about um, some of the like accommodations that they may have in housing for someone of short stature, as Liam is, and they don't have anything, which I was somewhat surprised about, just because like there are so many accommodations for people um, on campus, and this is kind of a really forward campus, so I was kind of surprised that there wasn't more stuff to accommodate people of short stature. So, what Pete said was that there wasn't really a population to invest the money in it. So I think that how that affects Liam and his development is that I have decided to make Liam of a high socioeconomic class. Um, and he is born to two average sized people, which is very common with achondroplasia. Um, and he's in the upper class, and so as a result, his family has built a house that accommodates him and his needs. So the transition from being in that environment where counters are lower, showers, toilets, um, sinks, um, just really everything is kind of built more for him. And then that transition into college, where people have like there are lifted beds, adjusting to having to bring a stool to the bathroom because you can't reach, and things like in a shower, if you need to adjust the nozzle, you can't because you can't reach it. Um, so like little things like that. So I really enjoy talking to Pete about not only like their lack of accommodations for little people, but also kind of the way that they do accommodations. He was talking about how it's not always like what is the best practice, but what falls within the regulations of accessibility and what is most cost effective. So if they have to make something handicap accessible, they make a ramp instead of buying an elevator because the cost is so much different. So, like, as much as I was surprised that it wasn't accommodating, I also kind of understood where he was coming from. But I think this is one of, like, a pretty serious struggle that Liam is going to have to go through in that, like, adjustment period of moving. And I think that it happens for anyone that is moving from like a upper class citizen to kind of going to that college environment where you don't have everything that you had before. Um, which I think is really going to like show his kind of development. I think he's going to develop a lot, learn a lot about himself through this, and I'm kind of looking forward to like seeing where this goes next. So at this point, um, we have, or I have, talked a little bit about Camp Victory, which is something that I'm gonna have Liam have gone to. He is a little too old to have gone to it anymore, but I am going to make it that he has gone in the past. And he is a little bit older, but he's transitioning into college. Um, at somewhat of that like non-traditional age of he is going to start college. This is his freshman year. So kind of living out that in his class and kind of living off of his parents' dime and kind of getting that like sympathy vote a little bit. And then he's going to be coming to college and kind of that environmental change that he's going to have to experience. Um, and I think that that is really going to help to inform my classmates about uh, how to handle a student coming through. And I think that it's not just about the socioeconomic standing of Liam, but I think that it's also like it buys in a little bit to the transition. I think it goes both ways. It's not just about his class, and it's not just about him being of short stature. I think that the struggles that we're going to see with Liam are because of like either thing. So we could have a student of average height that is coming from the upper class, and is having trouble transitioning because they've had a single room, they've had their own bathroom, they have had someone doing their laundry their whole life, and they've had, like a tutor or um, you know, lots of different benefits that a lot of other students haven't had. And then they come to college and they don't have those things anymore. So that adjustment and the struggle there. Also, seeing the adjustment of like a little person, whether they're coming from an environment that's suited to them or not, this is going to be different because they have adjusted their lifestyle at home to fit being a little person, but this environment is something different that they have to adjust. So I think that this journey through like Liam's transition into college is really going to help practitioners see that transition of his economic status as well as the transition of being a little person, because I don't think that that difficulty is completely intertwined. I think that they each have separate difficulties, and together they kind of make it pose an extra challenge, which is what I am really interested in looking into with Liam.